As fans of Dexter and its prequel and sequel shows, there are 9 harsh realities we all have to face about the beloved franchise and its main serial killer. After 4 total Dexter shows and nearly 20 years, Dexter is one of the most beloved crime thriller franchises out there. Even though we all love Dexter and Michael C. Hall's portrayal of him, there are some harsh realities about the franchise. There are also some glaring problems with the Dexter shows. Things like the controversy surrounding New Blood's ending and the ending of the original Dexter aren't really harsh truths, as we can all agree on them. That being said, these 9 things are all problems with Dexter, whether we like to admit it or not. Dexter had a huge fall-off after Season 4. The Trinity Killer standing by Dexter in Season 4. It seems fairly obvious to most Dexter fans, but it's still worth saying, Dexter had a huge decrease in quality after Season 4. There are certainly still bright spots in Seasons 5 through 8, like Lumen, Hannah McKay, and Isaac Serco, but the show simply wasn't as good after the Trinity Killer. It didn't have the same tension as Dexter once did, and it took over a decade to find it again. After Dexter Season 4, the franchise started getting more convoluted and less satisfying. Some big mistakes, like having Deb fall in love with Dexter and killing him at the end of New Blood, contributed to that. Rita's death also robbed the franchise of its most wholesome qualities and made Dexter's personal life a lot less interesting than it once was. Even though many of us would consider Dexter one of the best shows ever made, the fact is that it's wildly inconsistent. The later seasons of the show really dragged Dexter down and kept it from being a true masterpiece. It's a harsh truth, but Dexter can't be considered one of the best shows of all time with 4 lackluster seasons. Dexter may not be able to replicate the Trinity Killer. John Lithgow as Trinity Killer smiling in an office in Dexter. On a related note to the fall-off Dexter had after Season 4, it may not be possible to replicate the Trinity Killer. Trinity, real name Arthur Mitchell, is widely regarded as the best villain in Dexter. John Lithgow gave him a perfect balance of sinisterness and joviality that made him truly compelling, and his impact on Dexter's life has never been replicated since. In a way, the Trinity Killer was almost Dexter's jumping the shark moment. He was just so perfect, so tailored to Dexter's personal life and internal struggles, and so utterly compelling to watch. None of Dexter's villains have been able to measure up since. That's honestly a big reason why Dexter Seasons 5 through 8 are worse. Their villains can't compare to Trinity. At this point, 16 years after Dexter Season 4, we may just have to face facts. Dexter probably isn't going to face off against another serial killer who is as perfectly diabolical as Trinity was. We may not even get someone as good as Brian Moser, the ice truck killer. Even Dexter, Resurrection's killers weren't as compelling, mostly due to having to share screen time with each other. Only one original Dexter character is still alive after Resurrection. Angel Batista, David Zayas, Vince Masuka, C.S. Lee, and Joey Quinn, Desmond Harrington, in Dexter, Resurrection Season 1. One of the more recent harsh realities of being a Dexter fan is the fact that there's only one original Dexter character aside from Dexter himself still breathing after Angel's death in Resurrection. All the foundational characters who made Dexter what it is, like Deb, Dokes, Maria, Batista, Rita, and more, are dead. Only Vince Masuka remains. To make that realization worse, Vince is the last holdout of the original show's cast, but he's also not in Resurrection for more than a few minutes. He probably won't be in Resurrection Season 2 much, either. If anybody from Miami Metro tracks Dexter down, it'll be Quinn, not Masuka. There's also no guarantee Miami Metro will even go to New York now that Angel is dead. I think it's good that Resurrection has new characters and didn't just bring back the same cast from the original show, but it's also a bit disheartening to know just how many people are dead. Dexter made us fall in love with Dexter's co-workers and friends, but now they're all dead. With other shows, you at least get the ability to imagine what supporting characters' lives are like now, but not with Dexter. Dexter has completely abandoned Aestia and Cody. Dexter, Michael C. Hall, hugging Aestia, Christina Robinson, Cody, Preston Bailey, and Rita, Julie Benz, in Dexter. One of the only harsh realities about Dexter Morgan is his 2 stepchildren, Aestia and Cody Bennett. It has been 13 years since we've seen or even heard about Aestia and Cody, and at this point, we have to face facts. Dexter abandoned his adoptive children. He pawned them off on their paternal grandparents and forgot about them, instead focusing solely on raising Harrison. Logistically, Aestia and Cody's absence makes sense. Being a single father of 3 would have kept Dexter from doing any killing, and it would have dominated his entire personal life. Regardless, it's outrageous that a show like Dexter, which has a huge main theme relating to family and familial love, has completely disregarded its main character's stepchildren. All the focus and messages of Harrison and Dexter's reunions in New Blood and Resurrection are basically meaningless because of Aestia and Cody. Dexter finally confronted his status as an absentee father with Harrison, but he hasn't done anything to rectify how he abandoned Aestia and Cody. It doesn't look like Dexter will ever reconnect with his stepchildren, which is a huge shame and a massive missed opportunity. Dexter relies on a lot of plot contrivances and lucky breaks. Michael C. Hall as Dexter Morgan holding his phone in Dexter Resurrection Season 1. Across all the Dexter shows, one issue keeps popping up: Dexter gets away with everything very easily, and the shows rely heavily on plot contrivances and sheer luck. I literally can't count how many times Dexter has escaped being caught simply through the virtue of sheer luck and divine intervention from the show's writing staff. I will, however, list a few instances of it happening. Frank Lundy disregarded Maria Lagerta's very compelling evidence painting Dexter as a killer. Dexter somehow killed a man inside a busy airport in Season 7 without being caught. He also killed a man in Season 5 and didn't do any cleanup, yet there was seemingly no investigation into the death. The problem continued in the spin-off shows. Dexter should have been caught when the police were looking for Matt Caldwell in New Blood. He also managed to get the NYPD completely off his trail by lying once and giving them information about a cold case in Resurrection. The entire Dexter franchise is held up by unrealistically lucky breaks and convenient writing. Dexter, New Blood may have ruined the franchise's ending. Michael C. Hall as Dexter Morgan lying on the snow in the Dexter, New Blood finale. There are a lot of problems with the first Dexter spin-off show, New Blood, but one of them is the harshest to face. At the end of New Blood, Dexter had Harrison shoot him in the chest. Dexter was presumed dead until Resurrection was announced, and everyone hated the ending. It was infamously divisive and retroactively ruined New Blood as a whole.